The mounting accusations that continue to come out.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody who covers the NFL like this has to be in complete shock that something like this has landed at the feet of Deshaun Watson right now.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think the word that you just used is probably the twist that this has sort of created for what is already the biggest storyline of the offseason is just so unfortunate. And the thing, when I say unfortunate, it's unfortunate either way. Like, it is unfortunate if these are fabricated allegations. This is unfortunate, obviously, if they are not fabricated. I mean, this impacts Deshaun Watson's future, an organization's future, and let us not forget, of course, those who are alleging these crimes. So I guess the way I look at this is, yes, obviously we are shocked that Deshaun Watson's name is being mentioned with allegations like these, but at the same time, we can't let that sort of, I guess, completely change the way that we look at this, the way that we, I guess, maintain patience on both sides and sort of see how this thing plays out.
Jeff Darlington, ESPN NFL reporter here, talking about the Deshaun Watson situation. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but a few weeks ago I was just like, is there a hand in here from the Texans in terms of when it was a story that came out on Instagram and everything like that? But the mounting allegations seem to be like it's a predatory process. And the cancel culture that we're living in right now makes me want to think that, A, no one's going to trade for this guy, and why would you with these kind of things going on? And whether or not Deshaun Watson actually ever plays another down in the NFL because of it. I understand we got to let things play out in the courts, but, I mean, where we sit now in our culture, in our country, there's a good chance that we don't see Deshaun Watson playing football ever or for a long, extended period of time.
Well, and that's where I think so two things. First of all, I mean, look, I've got friends. We can't be naive to this. Like, I got friends who ask me all the time about stuff that, entails my work life, where they're like, hey, do you think the Texans, do you think this is, like, to your point, like, do you think the Texans did this? Like, I can't wrap my head around that. Like, I always look for motivation and incentive. I mean, I guess we could spitball on it, but, like, I just don't understand why a team that ultimately has to at least be recognizing that a trade is the most likely resolution is they just kill every bit of leverage that they would have had. Now, if this isn't resolved fully a week before the NFL draft, which is when I talk to executives, the target date of when the Texans are anticipated to actually start fielding calls for a trade, I mean, if this isn't resolved by then, like, how do they move forward? It changes the whole complexity of what was already such a touchy subject. So I don't believe that it does benefit them to have done this. So I don't subscribe to that notion. But to that same point about the timeline I just laid out, like, do I think that we'll see Deshaun Watson play football again? I have no idea. And the idea that we're having that conversation right now in March is just mind blowing. It just literally twists my head up to where I don't know what happens next. I don't know what happens next.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.